Hello friends! I have no idea what my bangs are doing. I really need to trim them. Please excuse my hair right now. A couple of people asked me to do like an album tour, a merch tour, so I thought that might be something fun to do today. Now, I would personally consider my collection to be a fairly modest collection of albums. Maybe to some people it might seem like a massive collection, to some people it might seem very small. I don't know. This is just what I choose to spend my money on. Most of the merchandise that I own is in the form of albums, but I do have some other stuff down here that we'll get to at the end, which is miscellaneous items. Let's just get right into it, shall we? I would say I have three distinctive groups of albums. The first group is miscellaneous, so the groups that I enjoy to listen to, but I don't usually buy every album from these groups. Then we have my 17 albums, which I believe is my largest collection, just because they're an older group than NCT. And also I've just been into 17 longer than I've been into NCT, to be honest. And then we have my NCT albums. So we shall start with miscellaneous albums. We can start from the beginning. I can't actually remember what my first purchased album was. It was either this, which I don't know, maybe it's blown out. This is Love Yourself version E. I only have one version. And this one is GOT7 7 for 7. I believe there's only one version. I got really into GOT7 and BTS right around the time that these albums were released, which I believe was late 2017. I don't really follow these groups anymore. I like their music and I still listen to their music, but I just don't really keep up with them quite as much as I used to, but I kind of hold on to these albums for sentimental reasons. I'm just gonna go in random order now. I have one Red Velvet album, Bad Boy. She was a good one, a good title track. I have two Monsta X albums, Take One, Are You There? Which version? Version 1. And I have All About Love. I believe there's only one version of this. Then we have my pride and joy, my absolute favorite girl group to ever exist, EXID. This is their We album. Hopefully they will be making more albums in the future. I really need to get more EXID albums. I also need to get some CLC, some Twice. I feel like obviously my collection is very boy group heavy, but I definitely need to represent my girl group tastes a little more, I think. Then we have The Boys, Bloom Bloom. I have both versions of their album. This is the only boys album that I own, but I definitely am thinking about buying their Reveal album, and I have saved the best for last. Here we have Sam Kim's Sun and Moon album. I believe this came out in late 2018, I want to say, and no joke, I have listened to this album on repeat since it came out. It is my favorite album to ever exist. He hasn't released a full-length album since then, and I just will continue to listen to this album on repeat until he releases a new one. Sam Kim is my favorite soloist. He's my favorite vocalist. I just adore him. He is so good. If you've never listened to him, please go and listen to his songs because you will fall in love, just as I have. It's actually, I remember, you know how Spotify does the, you know, your top songs of 2019 playlist or whatever at the end of every year? My top songs of 2019, I want to say the first 9, 10, 11 songs or so were just all Sam Kim. Mostly from this album. Just entirely Sam Kim. That's how much I love this album and how much I love his songs. All right, now we can move on to my 17 albums. Oh, no. Oh, I'm sweating, that was stressful. I own a lot of 17 albums. Not all of them, to be fair. I don't own their like really early albums, and I also don't own their most recent Korean comeback because honestly, okay, real talk here, I'm okay when an album has maybe 2 or 3 versions. For me personally, 2 versions is the sweet spot because I can buy both versions without breaking the bank. 3 versions, sure. I'll buy all 3 versions if it's NCT. But once a group goes into 4 versions, 5 versions, so what I'm getting at is 17's most recent comeback, Fear. They had 5 versions of their album, and for somebody as indecisive as myself, that is just the worst thing that you can do, because how am I supposed to try and decide which album out of the 5 beautiful versions there are that I want to purchase? I'm one of those people where if you lay out too many options for me, I'll just kind of shut down and not choose any option. So instead of buying every version, instead of buying one version, I bought no versions. Let's get into 17, shall we? So the earliest album of theirs that I own is Going 17, and I have all 3 versions. I think there were only 3 versions of this. Such a cute album. I really love this one, the black and white one. I have all 3 versions of All. This was their Don't Wanna Cry album, if I remember correctly. She says she doesn't like when there's more than 3 versions, and yet this sucker bought all 4 versions of Teenage. We've got Orange, Green, Rose Quartz, and Serenity, and White. And the white version of Teenage remains my absolute favorite 17 album of all time. Look at these photos. Are you kidding me? So beautiful, so pretty. I'm not even Mingyu biased, but like, look at that, Dino. So cute. I love this album and I love this photo shoot. Yes. Then we have Director's Cut. I have both versions. I have far too many You Make My Day albums. 2 of the blue, 2 of the yellow, and 1 of the pink versions. And I have all 3 versions of You Made My Dawn. Nice, not much to say here. And finally, we have some Japanese albums. Now, honestly, I don't even buy the NCT Japanese releases, but 17 Japanese releases are just on another level. I'm sorry. If you're a carrot, you'll understand. So I have one We Make You album. This one was for Call Call Call. And I have 2 versions of Falling Flower. I believe version A and version B. I don't know which one's which. All I have to say about Falling Flower is that as of right now, it is my favorite song of 2020, including every Korean release, including every NCT comeback. Falling Flower is just, I don't know, it just spoke to me on another level. It is so beautiful. All right. That's my 17 collection. I don't think I can hold it all up. This is minus You Make My Day and You Made My Dawn. Now for NCT. Ugh, I have to put all these back. So I don't have any of the early NCT albums from before they became my ult group. The first album that I ever purchased from NCT was Empathy. I only have this version, the colorful one, but I do eventually want to purchase the other version of Empathy. Now by subunit, I guess. I only have 2 NCT Dream albums. I have only purchased NCT Dream's We Boom albums. Actually, that's a lie. I have their Reload album coming in the mail, maybe. Why did I say it like that? It should be here soon, hopefully. But yeah, I only have We Boom, mainly because, honestly, as a 23-year-old lady, it feels a little weird to me to buy their really early albums just because they're so young in those albums that to me, I just personally feel a bit creepy buying those albums of these young boys. I do own 2 Wavy albums. I have Takeoff, and I do get a lot of questions about my Wavy albums, particularly this one. I bought it through a group order, would highly recommend group orders if you are interested in Wavy albums. This one I purchased in China though. Take Over the Moon, the first one. I wish I could get the repackage, but it came out right around when I started traveling and then I didn't return to China, so I did not have the opportunity to buy the repackage, but hopefully one day I can get my hands on it. I really love the design on this album. I think it's so pretty. Gold and then The pages are like gold dipped. Oh, so pretty. Love it. I definitely have the most 127 albums, mostly because they just have the most albums, right? So we have regular, irregular, both versions. Very much dislike the packaging on these albums, but they look cool, so I'll forgive them. We have, it's actually kind of embarrassing how many of these I have. I have 3 Regulate albums. The main reason I have 3 of these is because when these first came out, I purchased the Haechan Mark albums. And then one day I was in a bookstore and who was staring at me but Jungwoo. So I had to buy him because he was just speaking to me. Look at this photo. So beautiful. I love him so much. So yeah, now I have 3. But the reason that you probably haven't seen these 2 in the background of my videos is because they just came in from China. I had brought them to China and then left them there. So they had to be shipped back to me. We have 1 Superhuman album, 5 Neozone albums. 1 red, 2 yellow, because unfortunately the concert was canceled, but I got one of these albums through my concert ticket purchase. 2 Neozone version T albums because I pre-ordered one and then the pre-order ended up taking longer than the second one that I ordered because I got so impatient waiting for my pre-order that I ordered a second one. That's all my albums. Now I also have some kits. First up we have NCT's 2019 Season's Greetings. I really wanted to buy the one for this year, but again with the choices, since they didn't make it an entire NCT full group one, I could not decide which subunit to buy, so I bought none of them. 2 summer vacation kits, a wavy summer vacation kit, and an NCT 127 summer vacation kit. Can you hear me over these boxes? I love these summer vacation kits so much. They were so expensive though. I actually purchased this one first because I love wavy, and then I saw scans of the photos from this one and I just had to buy it because obviously, like, look at these freaking, are you kidding me? Look at this. This is peak soft photo shoot vibes and I just love it so much, so I had to buy the 127 kit. I know I mentioned that I don't follow BTS quite as much, but I have to say I really love their Line Friends collaboration. So I do have these little pins. This is, I believe, RM's little emoji and I just think it's so cute. I also have a light stick purchased for the concert, but I'll put it to good use, hopefully, in the future. What is there to say? It's a light stick. Very nice. I really want to buy the carrot bong next because I think it's so pretty. I've also got 2 sweatshirts. Monsta X, All About Love. I purchased this when I saw them at an event. Their album art on the back. It's really minimal on the front. It says Monsta X on the sleeve. Really nice sweatshirt. But it did cost $80, so. This sweatshirt that you may have seen in my other video. I purchased it during a flash sale. It was only 20 bucks. It just says Hero, and it's for Kick It. NCT. Nice. We have a 17 perfume from the Sem. It's June's perfume. Real talk, I don't really love the smell of this perfume. I bought it because it has June's face on it, which is a wonderful marketing tactic. I buy into all kinds of stuff like this, as you can see. And the last one is also 17 in the Sem. Now, I have a lot of posters, but I obviously am not going to show them to you because you can guess which posters I have just from looking at the albums that I have, you know. Same thing with photo cards. I keep all my, I don't have a binder for my photo cards. I probably should so that I can see all of them at once, but I keep all my photo cards in this box. So if you're interested in seeing my photo card collection, let me know. That's too many photo cards to show right now. So this is different because it's technically, I guess, official merch. I don't know. It's Mingyu, the Sem. I actually do think I want to hang this up on my wall, even though he's not my bias. Who wouldn't want this on their wall? You know, it's Mingyu. He's beautiful. So yeah, that is all of my merchandise that I currently have. Let me know if you too are irresponsible with your finances and purchase multiple versions of albums that you don't even need. That's all from me. See you in the next one.